Welcome to Adom Home Cooking. Today we are preparing spring roll. These are the ingredients for preparing spring roll. I'm using plain flour. To make the paste, the dough. Margarine, salt to taste, black pepper, and my fillings is going to be chicken and vegetables filling. Some people use vegetables like cabbage and others, but I'm using chicken breast mixed with vegetables, and I'll use my chicken Maggie tablet to season it. I've got my egg white here and my margarine. So all I'm going to do is just to measure enough flour into my bowl. It's not necessary to measure it. Just take about 4 tablespoons of flour to make my pastry. It's my 4 tablespoonfuls of plain flour. A pinch of salt to taste. You can use your spoon, just a pinch of salt to taste. And margarine. A bit of margarine. Rub this in. If you don't have margarine, you can just use vegetable cooking oil. About the 4 tablespoonfuls of the flour, you can just use 1 tablespoonful of the vegetable cooking oil. You don't need it very rich. At this stage, I'm going to add cold water to make a dough. You can taste the dough for the salt. Just good. Add a bit more water. Make a nice soft dough. You can also use bread flour if you want to, but you can't use self-raising flour because the self-raising flour will make it will not be crispy, it will be puffy. So I'll leave my dough to rest, and then I'll prepare my stuffing or the filling. With the filling, I'm just going to use a bit of vegetable cooking oil in my cooking pot. I start by cooking the onion. Just a little bit, a drop of oil to fry the onion. The onion is cooked, so I'm just adding my diced chicken breast. Add my chicken Maggie tablet to taste. Remember, this Maggie tablet contains salt, so I'm not going to add much salt to my chicken. And then black pepper or white pepper. You keep on stirring. You're doing something like a stir fry. So the same procedure you use for if you are using your cabbage. or vegetables. You just cut up your spring onion, your cabbage, and then you stir fry it and use it to fill your pastry. Now my chicken is cooked through. I'm going to add the vegetables and cook it for another 5 minutes. And then leave it to cool and use it to fill your pastry for the spring roll. And you leave it on for 2 to 3 minutes. Now my chicken and vegetable, everything is cooked. I'm just going to add a bit of water to make it saucy. You add a bit of water and a small gravy. You know, this is a normal gravy, bisto. I'm just going to add a little bit of the bisto to this as soon as I add water, just to make it a bit saucy, so that the filling doesn't go too dry. That's it. It's ready, so I will take it off the fire, leave it to cool, and then I'll use it to fill my pastry. Now the pastry, the filling is cooled down. Everything is ready, so I'm just going to start filling it up. What you have to do is, with your rolling pin, you sprinkle a bit more of the plain flour onto your chopping board. Then you use your spring roll to flatten the dough. You need to do it very thinly. Flatten it up. Use as much as plain flour that you can, so that it doesn't stick on the rolling pin. You use your rolling pin to flatten the dough. Very thinly. Do it very light. Okay, I've got it as light as paper, as you can see. I'm going to use my knife to cut this into two. Now this is my egg white. This is my egg white with my pastry brush. If you don't have pastry brush, you can just use your hand. Use the egg white to brush it all through. I'm using egg white because the egg white will bind it together when you are closing it up. And see, it's very light, that's why it's folding up. I'm going to use my filling. Put it at one end. Place the filling at one end like this. One end of the pastry. And then you start folding it over. Fold it over several times. Roll it till it's all folded up. You can just press the end like this, or you fold it in as well. Fold the end in and use your hand to flatten it a bit. And then you deep fry it in a hot frying oil, vegetable oil. Make sure the vegetable cooking oil is hot enough. You deep fry it. Same thing applies to the second one. I've already used my egg white fold it over, cover up all the pastry, fold it over nicely, and then you can also use more egg white to bind it. See the hole, so that the oil doesn't go inside. So you just fold it up like that and deep fry it. And here we are, spring roll is ready. So you just have to serve it. You can serve it with your shito pepper sauce, or just eat it on its own. Here we are, our spring roll is ready. Enjoy.